everyone is doing what they're supposed to, getting lined up. I mean, we got to take it slow at first, but Coach Rod has put in the most plays since he's coached in 30 years. Like, we've been through the most. We got through most of the playbook in such little time, and that was one big thing that we took away as like a pat on the back type of thing. But he's letting us catch up so we could more like think faster and really just know what we're doing instead of having to think when the ball snapped. So it's more of a reaction than thinking.
Are you comfortable with the idea of running more?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I want to win.
How did these 3 weeks you guys had in February to use as an install, without the ball, how did that help you guys get ahead?
It was good because we volunteered to go into film a lot. I feel like the culture that this team has, we're young, but that's the thing. That's the good part of about being young. These guys are learning from other young guys because we don't have that many seniors on the team. And we all look at it as a positive thing. And we're excited because, going against the best and as like freshmen, in the SEC West. So
just in the simplest terms, how are things different for you from a schematic standpoint now with Rich right here than what it was last year?
We're reading a lot of coverages. We're going through coverages. We're going through like reading the defense like a prolific offense should. Like last year we didn't really do that. We just did 1 high, 2 high type of thing, and it's same philosophy, but I guess we have logic behind what we're doing, and me, I got to read a coverage. So do the receivers. So we're on the same page, and that's when we find our confidence in what we're doing.
You talked a lot last year about how Jordan kind of took you under his wing and kind of taught you a lot. What have you learned from that? How are you taking care of the quarterback room right now with the 2 young guys?
I'm just trying to do my best to lead them into the right direction. Going in film when we don't have film. Just getting into extra reps when we don't, throwing when we shouldn't, and just getting that extra work that we need because we're so young.
You guys lost so many receivers, the starting receivers from last year. Does the passing game slow down a little bit right now while those guys catch up, or what's that position like?
I mean, yeah, we lost a lot of very good talent on the outside, but we got good potential on the outside coming up, and the rest of them aren't even here yet. And they're starting to get in their groove, starting to get comfortable and finding their swagger on the field. As for like all the other young kids that are out there with the ones. So
who are some guys that have kind of caught your eye?
D-Mark. I mean, Elijah Moore is Elijah Moore, but D-Mark, Miles Battle, and Drummond. Those guys are going to be key guys for us, for sure.
Did the limited action you got on the field with them last year, can you sense that's helped already?
I mean, it's not. Because we got a lot of workouts in prior to what we did last year. Just that from the extra work, just from learning from the guys that left. They're really set in stone that this stuff doesn't come easy. You got to work for what you get, and that was the culture we had, and now we're really trying to build on that this year. So.
What are your personal goals for the spring?
For this spring, to really, because Coach Mack is a really good defensive coordinator, and he likes moving around, disguising coverages, and I feel like that's only going to help me because from day one, he started throwing random coverages at us, like one coverage on one side, another one on the other, and just giving us certain looks. So I feel like that's going to be really big for not only me, but the rest of the other quarterbacks.
How important were the 4 games you could play in last year?
It did a good part just to find, your confidence as for all the other freshmen that did that. But, you got SEC play and you know what it's like to be on the field when the game's going on. So you just feel a little bit more comfortable.
So what was your comfort level, you think, in that 4th game as opposed to the first one?
I was just having fun. The first game I was a little nervous just because it was my first game. But at the 4th game, after the first snap, you just start having fun.
You talked about having to read coverages more now. Was that something you did in high school, or is this
new
for you?
No, I was doing it in high school. Last year we didn't do it. And, I've always kept in the back of my head, reading coverages, but we're just really emphasizing that this year again.
You talked about having fun. You were obviously involved in some of the the stuff in the Mississippi State game with the fight and all that. How did your teammates respond to that?
More of having my back, type of thing. They knew I was going to ride for them, so they were going to do the same for me.
If you had to break it down, what percentage of this offense under Rich Rod do you think is passing and running based off what you guys have installed so far?
I really can't say because the playbook's not even in yet.
Based
but-
off of what you have, though.
I mean, shoot, it's either or, like 50-50, I want to say, because, we have RPOs and that could turn it into a run or a pass. So,
You think there's going to be a tougher mentality to this offense?
yeah, just because how hard we're being coached, I feel like that's going to be a big, it's going to be a big difference for what we're going to do this year. I feel like the coaching's really going to help us, for sure, 100%.
Anything else?